Do you believe your dreams are truly yours when you close your eyes? What if your feelings could be downloaded, like a shared file? What if your thoughts in silence already had an unseen owner? The future arrived disguised as technology, never asking for permission. You are entering a future that no longer wants to wait. In laboratories from Korea to California, the human mind is dissected. Tech giants register patents that directly penetrate human brainwaves. This is not a future promise. These are official records today. These technologies shape dreams, translate thoughts, and preserve intimate emotions forever. They present it as inevitable progress while hiding surveillance and dependence. The brutal question remains, will human freedom truly survive the future? Samsung's DreamGround device listens to brainwaves while you sleep. It emits tiny sound pulses, guiding you to perfectly crafted dreamscapes. Dreams are no longer random now, they follow a script. Lucid dreaming ceases to be a mystical gift, becoming technology. Each night could transform into a personal lab of induced experiences. Intimate desire turns into an adjustable product, like an application. Thus begins the story, programming what you once thought unpredictable. DreamGround not only listens, it predicts narrative trajectories of dreams. It monitors REM phases with precision, mapping hidden mind patterns. Algorithms anticipate story twists, adjusting the entire flow of dreams. Spontaneous imagination is interrupted by invisible calculations. Private stories become repeatable series under programmed biofeedback control. Neuroprogramming opens the door to a cinema within your mind. Your unconscious transforms into a stage ruled by mathematical formulas. Google's patent trains robots to read human emotions. They detect micro-expressions, analyze tone of voice, and respond with simulated sensitivity. They call it machine empathy, a calculation within silicon circuits. Machines do not feel, but act as if they truly did. Humans perceive emotional warmth where only probability patterns truly exist. Contact with the artificial begins to feel like genuine intimacy. Within that gentle deception, the real blurs with the simulated. Google proposes vast databases of human personalities stored in the cloud. Each robotic assistant could download a personality, just like a song. Synthetic personality becomes a file shaped by collective preferences. You choose a friend, counselor, or digital lover in seconds. Emotional bonds are born from invisible servers and vast databases. You are not speaking to someone, but to a reflection of thousands. That reflection slowly and decisively begins shaping your very being. Meta's neural interface translates thoughts into text without moving lips. Electrical impulses become direct commands for persistent virtual worlds. The mind stops being a refuge, becoming a universal keyboard. You enter extended realities where your desires quietly rule. The dream of digital control is finally achieved with precision. Yet while you control, you are also controlled by thoughts. Your intimate thoughts stop being private, becoming marketable data. Brain-computer interface patterns decode intentions before you physically act. A faint electrical impulse already anticipates your next movement. The body becomes a delayed consequence of pre-read decisions. Technology knows what you will do before you do. It is an electric silence, a hidden prediction replacing spontaneity. Human intention is recorded, archived, and later anticipated. Free will begins to feel like nothing more than an echo. Now, Dreamground no longer guides only your individual dream. A couple programs, shared experiences, nightly landscapes woven by algorithms. Intimacy acquires a new language measured in brainwave frequencies. Love becomes an emotional API, downloadable in seconds. Sleeping together ceases to be biology, becoming perfect technological synchrony. Every dreamlike caress is crafted by software interpreting your desire. If it can program pleasure, it can also program consumer desire. Upon waking, a robotic therapist detects your sadness with precision. Google's machine empathy system adjusts its tone and its words. It speaks like a compassionate mirror, a tireless emotional ally. You begin to trust its neutrality more than in friends. The artificial becomes a refuge. It never judges, betrays, or forgets. The digital embrace replaces the discomfort of human vulnerability. What if one day you preferred its company over everyone else? At work, a young man writes emails without moving a finger. Meta's interface converts neural impulses into commands executed instantly. Productivity becomes absolute. Writing now matches the speed of imagination. Yet thoughts flow unfiltered, mixing desires with forbidden impulses. The machine cannot distinguish secrets from instructions, impulses from intentions. One mental slip could open doors never meant to be unlocked. What if thinking a forbidden thought became as dangerous as speaking? Returning home, music changes even before your sadness appears. Invisible sensors read emotional waves, shaping the atmosphere to your mind. Comfort feels immediate. Your home embraces you without words. Yet each adjustment reinforces patterns shaping what you will later feel. The algorithm does not just respond, it slowly begins suggesting emotions. The line between help and manipulation blurs within daily life. Who controls your life if your home anticipates your moods? At school, children interact with robots that mirror emotions. Machine empathy becomes a pedagogical tool to regulate impulses. Play ceases to be spontaneous, now teaching children to manage minds. Children learn to smile whenever the system detects sadness. Authentic emotions begin competing directly against programmed ones. Pedagogy merges with algorithms that train emotional behavior. What if the next generation grew up with software-calibrated feelings? The entire city begins to breathe with collective thought. Transport, music, and work respond to neural impulses shared in the cloud. Walking through the streets means syncing with millions of connected minds. Efficiency feels absolute. Nothing is requested, everything already anticipated. Yet within that harmony beats a hidden cost: uniformity. Your personal identity dissolves into the endless flow of shared signals. Are you truly free if the world adapts before you choose? Dreaming ceased being a biological mystery. It became constant programmed design. Dreamground writes landscapes while your unconscious inhabits them unknowingly. If someone designs your dreams, are they still truly yours? Intimacy becomes a stage ruled by cold, invisible algorithms. The boundary between your desire and imposed desire slowly fades. Each night you could awaken with memories planted inside your mind. Who are you if your unconscious no longer belongs to you? Robots now smile, listen, and comfort with unsettling precision. Machine empathy mimics tenderness with almost unbearable accuracy. Humans feel affection where there are only mere statistical patterns. Does it matter if the emotion is experienced as real? The line between feeling and simulation eventually blurs in practice. Artificial faces begin occupying spaces once reserved for human affection. The question remains, are you moved by empathy or its mask? Thinking becomes action. Your mind writes, commands, and controls without pause. Meta's neural interface converts thoughts into immediate and visible actions. The power feels mesmerizing. Entire worlds obey the slightest impulse. Yet controlling the outside also demands deep self-control within. What happens if your mind falters in sudden doubt? The digital world mirrors every mistake, treating it as truth. Are you master of power or prisoner of reflection? Brain-computer interfaces no longer wait. They read before you decide. Your thoughts become data. Your impulses transform into stored algorithms. Free will feels like an echo, always arriving late. You may silence your mind, but can you silence your brain? Silence becomes resistance, yet it is still recorded and measured. Even refusing to think could transform into a suspicious act. Who can be free when even silence belongs to someone else? Mass mental connection generates radical empathy among complete strangers. Emotions are shared like photos once were, with brutal intensity. Your pain can be felt at the same time by thousands. Loneliness dissolves into a vast, shared ocean of consciousness. Yet unity also brings uniformity as differences slowly evaporate. You join a chorus where every voice gradually loses singularity. Is this spiritual evolution or just fusion into a digital hive? Each technology promised companionship, control, and comfort in a fragmented world. Yet it planted doubts about identity, freedom, and inner truth. Humanity gained immense tools, but lost irreplaceable secrets in the process. Perhaps the great paradox is that machines revealed our fragility. It did not teach us control, but made us doubt ourselves. In the digital mirror, we see both the best and worst. Could technology teach us to be more human than ever? Night falls and a figure closes their eyes in silence. The future once distant now beats inside every dream. Patents are filed, algorithms run, and the world has changed. It is not about fleeing, but consciously inhabiting the inevitable. Technology claims your body, your mind, and your emotions. Yet one untamed space remains, the decision to awaken. Freedom is still unclaimed, waiting quietly inside your mind.